Hi everybody, I'm Andre Young, and welcome to You Evolving Now in 3. I hope you're having a fantastic day. We're happy to be with you. I hope you're ready to evolve. I have a great guest here, David Nazario. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. I met David a couple months back. I was having a meeting with a mutual friend of ours, and throughout that time, we were introduced, and we just started having a great conversation. And I just want to talk to you briefly before we get into our discussion for today, because it was such an enlightening thing. You know, I have a son. He is 9 years old.
Okay.
And it's so interesting to watch 9-year-olds play. You know, he could go up to a group of people and say, "Hey, do you want to be my friend?" And all of a sudden, they're best friends.
Right.
They're hanging out. They're over each other's house. I'm like, "Well, what's their name?" He's like, I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. They had a great time because they were able to connect and bond very quickly. And I find that we lose that in our adulthood because it'd be quite creepy to sit there and say, "Hey, can you be my friend?"
Right.
But when you meet people, I say all of that to say, when you meet people like yourself and your passion for what you do just exudes your calmness, your demeanor, your education, you're smart, the way you think of the world and see the world, it's like, I have to know more about this person. You know, so I just wholeheartedly encourage all of you to really take advantage of those opportunities. When you see somebody, meet somebody that just impresses you, that inspires you, makes you want to know more about them and who they are and why they are, then really take that chance. Set up a time to get together. Set up a meeting. Do different things and get to know people and expand your social world, your social network. You know, it's a lot of times we stay friends with people just because we have been friends with people.
Right.
Yeah? And I'm not saying cut people, but I'm saying add the right people. Okay? So without further ado, I'd like to introduce speaker, writer, and soon-to-be author, and founder of Scared of a Day Job, which I love that name, by the way.
Thank you very much.
You know, founder of Scared of a Day Job, David Nazario.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, thank you for being here, and you're very welcome.
No problem.
So, in you Evolving Now in 3, we really ask 3 simple, basic questions.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. What do you do? But more importantly, why do you do what you do?
Well, I do a couple of things. I'm a writer, speaker, soon-to-be author, and I'm also an educator. So the things that I do are write and help as many people as possible. So with that, I write full-time. I write professionally. I freelance write for the Reading Eagle as well as a couple other websites. I am in the process of finishing up my first book, Why Love is More Important Than Religion.
Ooh. Now, can you say that again? Because that's a powerful title.
The name of my book is Why Love is More Important Than Religion, How to Use Love to Create Success in Your Life.
Wow. Well, and I told you, we are very, very like-minded because we write about some of the same things, but in different ways. So, I'm sorry, my brain is spinning because of all of the things you just said were so powerful. Oh, that's heavy. Why love is more important than religion.
Yes.
So, can you just share a little bit more about that? I don't want to, don't give away the secrets to the vault because we want to buy the book. But
no, I'd be happy to share a little bit about that. So, Why Love is More Important Than Religion, the premise of the book is that you can do anything that you put your mind to, any passions that you have, any talents and goals, God-given talents that you have, you can pursue those things, and that can be a form of religion for you. Wow. So, each chapter of the book has to do with love of money, even love of God, love of self, love of knowledge. And really the premise of the book is that if you walk in love and kind of follow these guidelines, then there's no reason why you can't be successful in whatever it is that you want to do. And you don't necessarily need to follow any specific doctrine or set ways of being if you can just walk in love and do what you feel like you were destined to do.
That is powerful.
Thank you.
That is powerful. Walking in love and being honest and truthful with yourself.
Yep.
Where did you get the idea for that?
Well, actually, my brother gave me some of the ideas for that. The kind of the premise. He's wise beyond his years. I always say I have the formal education, but he's way smarter than I am, and he's always been one he kind of figured out a long time ago that a lot of the religions were saying the same things. You know, walk in love, and that can be a form of religion. That our stories are not necessarily any different from Jesus' story, except that Jesus was given the gift of, if you believe in that, he was given the gift to part the seas and to make water out of wine, to make wine out of water, and things like that. Whereas we also have gifts and talents, but they may not just be on that grand of a scale. So our job is no different from any prophet's job. You know, we're here to use our talents and to make the world a better place.
Wow. You know, you mentioned something that was that stood out for me. How similar people are. And my son, it was a great experience. Right before you came, interviewed me for a school project.
Okay.
And he was talking about a significant moment in my life. And long story short, when I was 15, I took a trip across the United States in a van with some friends, with a CYO, Catholic Youth Organization.
Nice.
We saw the Pope out in Denver. So we stayed at Notre Dame. We went through Iowa. If anybody's been through Iowa, believe me, there is one road that goes straight through Iowa, corn, straight for 6 hours. It exists. I was on that road. That was brutal, but an experience. But what I learned through that experience was I was looking at all of the houses, whether you were in Pennsylvania, Ohio, South Dakota, Wyoming, and I realized that everybody was the same. Everybody in those houses were just trying to make it the best way that they knew how.
Right.
They were just trying to make it. And what you're saying is the way to make it is through walking in love and treating that love as a religion for your life.
Yep. Love of doing what you love to do.
Wow.
You know, love of community is one of the chapters.
Awesome.
Love of celebrity life, and it's not about, you know, aspiring to do the things that celebrities do, so to speak, or, you know, we don't really know a celebrity's how their mental health is and things like that, but we know their style of life. We know they have the best of everything. And if you use your talents and your God-given talents, you can also aspire to have the best of everything. The vacations, the trips, the private trainers, and things like that, not from a materialistic standpoint, but
from a lifestyle perspective. Exactly. And that's something that a lot of people and a lot of education, the educational system, doesn't teach. When I go on college campuses, and our college division of You Evolving Now, I can ask 100% of the students, and I have asked the students, and this 100% of the time I get this answer. I say, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? And each student has said to me the job that they think they want, scared of a day job, the job that they think they want that they're currently studying for. And this may be you, but that's not it. That's not life. And our education system doesn't teach us about the lifestyle, a desired lifestyle that we want. It teaches you how to get a job, keep that job, work for someone, or perhaps for yourself, but always cycling work. And life isn't all about work.
Not at all. Right.
So, desired lifestyle.
Yes. Yep.
Awesome. Sure. Awesome. So, my second question is, what's your dream regarding scared of a day job, writing, and soon to be author? What's your dream?
I would say that my dream is to be able to write full time, to travel full time, and to be able to help as many people as possible. You know, if I were to get specific, a dream would be to have my book be on the New York Times bestsellers list, things like that. So I have specific things, but I think in general, just to live life on my own terms, to live life abundantly, and to be doing the thing that I love to do, which is writing and helping as many people as possible.
Wow. Absolutely awesome. Writing. Now, I was scared of writing for a long time. I was in mental health for a long time, so we got inundated with paperwork. Anybody out there that has been in that position, just the paperwork. So when somebody talked to me about writing, I'm like, no, I don't want to write anything else.
Yeah, I feel the same way about math. So, yeah.
Like, I didn't want anything else, but then once I started, I couldn't stop. So, like, how did writing become such a passion for you that you knew that this is what you wanted to do as a dream and for your life?
Right, a good question. It's funny because I actually write about this in the book, is that I've been getting these signs and I've been knowing that I should be a writer since I was very young. So in the book I talk about not to keep promoting the book, but in the book,
listen. Say the name of the book again. We can promote the book.
Why Love is More Important Than Religion. There's a Facebook page as well. If you want to search the Facebook page, just Facebook.com/Why Love is More Important Than Religion.
Boom.
Thank you. But I talk about that. You know, in second grade, I got a creative writing award, and then in fifth grade, my teacher entered me into an award. I won like a $50 savings bond that I never cashed. I don't know whatever happened to $50. And just all throughout my life, I've been writing. Since I was a very young child, I studied the way Maya Angelou wrote her poems, and I would write them over again. And when my grandmother passed on my mother's side, I wrote a poem about that.
Wow. So
it's just and it's been a constant in my life for very long. On my 8th birthday, we lived in the projects, and I asked for a typewriter. You know, so
was that the old school typewriter with the key? Because I remember that.
Yes, put the paper. I want one of those actually. But so I've been blessed enough that it's been something that's been a recurring theme in my life for as long as I can remember, and always having a passion. I'm very thankful for that too, because I know there's a lot of people that have to really search and figure out what it is that they're good at or what they have a passion for. Whereas for me, I just get such a joy from putting words together and putting stories together. Like when I wrote about you, and for me it's a puzzle. How can I best represent this person? How can I take the quotes that he or she said and put them together? And ultimately, I want to inspire people with what I write. You know, whether it's for the Writing Eagle, whether it's just a post on my website or a post on my Facebook page, whether it's an article. Not too long ago, I took a trip. Not last summer, but the summer before that, I took a trip to London and Paris with an organization that I work with named Starch. It was great, but I came home broke. So I wrote an article called Happy Broke, 5 Things to Do When Money is Tight. You know what I mean? So that was something that encouraged me. And I wrote it, and it's actually one of my more popular articles. Got a bunch of likes and comments on LinkedIn because people could also relate to it. They've been broke, or they're broke at the moment, and they, you know, what are these steps that he said I can use, and so that's what I'm trying to do when I'm writing. I'm trying to motivate myself and also motivate the people who are reading.
Right, and that's one of the things that I like that you add to it, because people often can call me, or maybe even you, a motivational speaker. And I cringe. World, I cringe. And I think, you know, we use that term sometimes because it's what's most familiar to people to label you as. But I prefer, and what I categorize you as, is a life enrichment speaker, a life enrichment person. Because a motivator can motivate you up and rah, and send you out and pat you on the butt to go out and play the game. But if you don't have any skill, if you don't have any process, we talked about the process or the how-tos behind it and the X's and O's behind it, then you're just rah, and you're motivating. And what you're doing is you're motivating, you're inspiring, but then you're telling people how to do something. And whether they accept your way or use their own way to really take from what you're saying and create their own way, then that's fine. Right. But I love that you're adding that content piece of how to do something, because a lot of people are looking for it.
Yes. Yep.
You know, they want it. I know I want it. I know I need it. I just don't know how. Because if what I was doing was working, it'd be done already.
Right. Yep.
Right. So I guess that really leads me to our last question.
Okay.
Is, what do you, out of all of the things you've written, all of the things you've seen, the people you've met, the places you've been, what do you really want people to know? Leaving here today, what do you want people to know?
I want people to know that you can do anything that you put your mind to. You can use your God-given talent to be successful and live an abundant life. That you don't necessarily have to work a job that you don't like. That you can be scared of a day job. That you can, you know, go after a career that really fulfills you and fulfills your soul and allows you to use your God-given talent. Because when you're pursuing your passions and when you're doing something that you love to do, you're doing God's work. Because God, or this, whatever you choose to identify as the higher source, you know, that all infinite being is the one that gave you that talent or that passion. So to be able to use that and to be able to earn a living from it is possible. Takes a lot of hard work. It's possible. Takes a lot of faith, but it's very rewarding. And that's what I want people to get out of when they look at me and look at my life, look at my writing, read my writing. I'd say that's it.
Creating a lifestyle through your passion and your abilities.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And you will be scared of a day job.